I'm Vikram Tivatia, the Associate Director General of the Cellular Operators Association of India. So we represent all the major telecom operators and telecom vendors and infrastructure providers here in India. On the 4G expansion in India and the future prospects, so clearly the stage at which India stands today is in expanding our existing networks to provide a multitude of data services, whether these are on 3G networks, BWA or 4G networks and LTE deployments. So a major aspect which is being faced by the operators is the financial availability of finance, and as you must be well aware, the sector's got a huge debt burden of almost 2 lakh crores rupees. So clearly there is a need to look at the places or sources of funding that would be required to be tapped to expand networks to offer 4G and data services. And the other main aspect which I thought I'd highlight is data revenues currently stand at around maybe 15%, and year-on-year growth, as we see incremental growth, we foresee a huge uptake of data services. However, there are some things which are very closely interlinked to enhancing this. The first being the availability of adequate spectrum. So as the National Telecom policy envisages 175 million between now and 2017, and thereafter 600 million till 2020. If you break this down into number of months, it's about 2.5 million each month to be added between this month onwards till 2017 December, and thereafter from 2018 till 2020 around 12 million. So the point I was saying was that as per National Telecom policy, you have to add 175 million broadband subscribers. As I was explaining, the National Telecom policy envisages addition of 175 million broadband subscribers between now and 2017, and 600 million up till 2020. If you break this down into monthly additions, it amounts to 2.3 million a month, starting this month onwards till December of 17, and maybe around 12 to 13 million between years of 2018 to 2020. So very clearly this will require suitable spectrum allocations, and we are not seeing the government make out these allocations in the time that they would be required. While there is some earmarking of 300 and thereafter 200 megahertz, but at the ITU level also the global uptake of data services envisages new additional IMT bands to be identified. So we from the COAI are working and providing inputs at the ITU level also to identify additional IMT bands for the spectrum. On actual customer uptake, the good news is that while the Bharat Broadband Network is rolling out fiber, the work to be done across the industry and government is that we need to work together to build more innovative services. And even from a national standpoint, the two areas we see which are big areas which need to be focused upon is education and health. Of course, you know, video using for education services will be a big driver for growth. This also happens to be on the agenda of the government. So involvement of states, because education being a state subject, you'll have to rope in the states as well as all providers of innovative services using broadband data to provide the service for the benefit of the common man. Similarly, it will apply to the health and telemedicine and medicine on the mobile device. And a lot of this will depend on the development of the Akash type of a tablet ecosystem, because power supply is essential, and if you need it to consume the data on mobile devices, so smartphones and mobile devices like the Akash will be a major area of attention. Of course, if you have more spectrum, that will help drive down prices of the smartphones. that's also an area that we all will need to do. One area that requires help is that the government is coming down with a preferential market access policy, whereby at least 30% of identified equipment will have to be made in India. So this again will require a close scrutiny by the equipment vendors as to how they set up manufacturing plants in India to provide telecom network equipment for the expansion of data services and network. And last a point is about over the top or OTT services. So as investments in telecom networks are quite heavy and ROI is over a long period of time, we are seeing a huge uptake of OTT services, and the challenge is how to monetize these. So we'll have to work with the OTT service providers and the telecom service providers how best we can monetize the OTT services so that there's mutual benefit to both parties. So from the COAI perspective, this is what we see as the major challenges and opportunities in expanding the 4G network. Thank you very much.